Interesting. Well, if you look behind Gary, you wouldn't be able to see Santa flying today.
He's
right
having a
now.
hard time. He's having a hard time seeing.
Lots of fog for Santa.
I know.
Magic needed.
Yeah.
Magic needed.
You know, Rudolph is needed on these days, right?
Yeah, you could see Rudolph's little light through that fog.
Was he in the NORAD thing though, or are they anti-Rudolph?
No, Rudolph's always there. Rudolph's
Oh, was he on that?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe it was old classic, just 8 reindeer. Are you seeing him?
Yeah, there he is, right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Look at him go.
Yeah, wow. They just
go.
really caught some speed.
I am telling you, this is like a high-speed chase.
Look at him trucking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Impressive.
What a cool thing.
Well, Gary, when Santa Claus makes his way here, it'll be pretty warm. Santa will be confused why
Very
he's in
warm.
Missouri.
Fortunately, he's at altitude. You
How'd
know,
I get here?
It
That's
gets
true.
a little cooler up there, but still very foggy, and it may be foggy again tonight. We're going to deal with this fog, and that's a big story for us here as we've dealt with some of the fog right along this front. We've been talking about it all morning, and it hasn't caused too many issues here, but I think the further west you travel, you're probably dealing with some of this fog. Temps right now in the upper 40s or low to mid 50s. Now, along this front, that's where it's important to note. We have cold, dry air to the north, warm, moist air here, and as those air masses clash, we kind of sit there and we're stuck in this fog. And that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. 56 in Sullivan, about where we were yesterday. 49 in Chesterfield. Numbers are coming up. Low 40s to the northeast. Also looking at that as well. Now, our current visibility hasn't really dropped a ton locally. We've been watching it very carefully and bringing you those updates. There are some spots in central Missouri that it's more thick, and in Kansas City as well. Notice our numbers are all 5 or greater for the most part. You can see really, and fog is a weird contour color, but you know, normally it's these little brighter shades of white kind of generalize the worst of the fog. Now, when I show you this, it's hard to believe, but we've actually been under a dense fog advisory for about all morning long. Now, we don't mention it a ton because I think it's more of a problem off to the west, but I mention it now. This is through 9 a.m., and a lot of it is through I-70. Areas along I-70, you're dealing with that significant fog. Not as many other locations, but over the next several hours, we're going to continue to focus on at least this fog through 9 o'clock. So I think that overall it's still going to be pretty foggy for us, but this cloud cover will start to clear out. As that warm air mass tries to lift north, we heat things up with the day, even though we don't see a ton of the sun, we're going to see some of these numbers come up in the low to mid 70s. And that's important for us because how warm will it be on a Christmas Eve day? I don't think it's going to get quite as warm in the city, but still upper 60s are expected as temps go from the mid 60s at noon into the upper 60s by this afternoon. You're really going to be impressed how warm it is today. The other thing that's impressive, if you go out for dinner tonight, you're going out for late night service, midnight mass, something like that. This is 9 o'clock. It's in the low to mid 60s. It's humid. Probably dealing with some fog. Temps around midnight, same thing. Upper 50s, low 60s. You're going to see this cooler air mass try to work its way, or at least the cooler portion of this work its way to the south. So by Thursday morning, mid to upper 50s, low 60s. I think you'll stick with this here ahead. And then overall, what you'll notice is look how warm it is to the south. This is where our potential record-setting temperatures that we talked about for several days, as far as the warmest Christmas ever, that's where that portion of the air mass retreated to. That's been the difference as we kind of battle back and forth between these air masses, right? So for me, that's the difference for us where, yeah, a lot of us are in the low 50s or low 60s, upper 50s. Some of us, about 15 to 25% of us, about 65 to 75, very warm for Christmas Day. And then, of course, we're starting to see that change ahead. Now, Christmas Day, for the most part in St. Louis, we're in the low 60s here. But overall, it's still a very warm day. In the next 10 days, that really tells us a story for us here because as temperatures continue to warm up, you'll see the first half of this 10-day forecast is very, very warm and it's still pretty dry. So obviously, for tomorrow, 64 degrees. We only drop down to 58. As we look ahead to Friday, 72 degrees. We're at 52 overnight. 71 on Saturday. Those 2 days, once again, depending on which side of the warm air we get and how much of this cloud cover clears, excuse me, that could be the difference in maybe an all-time warm December day. I mean, that's the kind of warmth that we're looking at. Now, Sunday, that number has changed a little bit. And I only say that because I think we're going to see warmer conditions for the first part of the day through mid-morning, and then temps tumble, excuse me, as we head into a few light showers. Otherwise, things will drop on Monday and Tuesday as we have temps in the 40s. That's what we're looking out for. And then by New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, it's cooler for sure, but we're looking ahead to, overall normal December, January-like conditions into next week. So we'll enjoy this while it lasts. Paul, what else can we enjoy?